a little while from now, if I'm not feeling any less sound, I promise myself to treat myself and visit a nearby town.
Now, I don't know about you, but solo travel was always something that I was never interested in. But what I realized is not everybody's going to be able to make it to your plans. And when that happens, you've got two choices. Number one, you cancel the plans as well. Or number two, you go anyway. And I think for a lot of years, if my friends couldn't go somewhere, whatever the case, I just didn't go. And I held myself back from a lot of really interesting things. And it wasn't until I met my girlfriend, now wife, that I actually started to embrace solo travel. And now here we are, and I actually kind of enjoy it more than going with other people sometimes. So back in 2017, I met my wife, Tegan, and she is a professional dancer. And so she's chasing her dreams all around the world to pursue dance, ended up working for companies like Disney. And during that time, she actually got contracts in Europe. I had a lot of time to think about, how I wanted our relationship to be and if we wanted to continue this. And I decided that it was worth the long distance to see it through. And obviously things worked out. She's now my wife and we have a happy life together. But I learned something about myself during that time when she moved to Paris. What I did was I decided I was going to embrace the travel spirit. So Tegan deciding to move to Paris to pursue her dreams and continue working with Disney, I decided I would uproot my life and go chase my dreams as well. So I thought, let me take this opportunity to also move to Europe. And so I moved to England. And I got to work just outside of London, and I got to enjoy Oxford, and I got to have all these experiences by myself. And what I can tell you is, at the start, I hated it. I absolutely hated it. I didn't like the idea that if I was going to go do something cool, there'd be no one to share it with me. There would be no one to experience it with me. So I was just a little discouraged. But I was there for over a year, and I knew that if I was going to be there that long, I might as well take advantage of that time and go see all these cool things on the other side of the world that I had never seen. And I had to start embracing solo travel. Now, I won't bore you with the details, but in the time that I lived in Europe, we were able to travel together, me and my wife, to places like Amsterdam and Paris and England and so on. And it was fantastic, but because we didn't live together, all of the travel before and after happened alone. And a lot of the experiences in between were alone. And this is where I think I really got to get over my fear of solo travel. And it really brought out a different soul in me. So fast forward to today, me and my wife have been together for almost 10 years in total. We've done plenty of solo traveling in between, and I've actually moved back to Alberta in the last year and a half, and that's why we have this channel now. I've been embracing the solo travel out here in the mountains. Obviously, the Bronco helps. It makes me want to get out here more often. Having Echo, my dog, it also helps. She deserves to go to places like this. And I basically grew up in the mountains my entire life up until my 20s, and kind of took my 20s to travel and, not be in my hometown and experience what I used to as a kid. And I think that was okay for me. My 20s were a totally different chapter in my life. But now my 30s are a different story. I'm kind of returning to old passions, returning to old hobbies. And I don't think I would be here if it wasn't for things like solo travel. Now, the trip that I'm on today is actually a solo trip as well. I have my dog Echo in the car. We just did a solo camping trip last night, and now we're just cruising through the mountains exploring. And it's been awesome. I get to obviously do videos like this, which feels like we're kind of together, but the solo nature of it is great. I can do whatever I want at my own pace. I can stop where I want to stop. I can see what I want to see. But most of all, being alone through these experiences, the silence and the time in your own head is sometimes the worst and sometimes the best, but at the end of the day, you always learn something. And last night, for example, we had a nice thunderstorm while we were camping, and Echo didn't like it. She was freaking out by the lightning, and it was pretty torrential. So we got stuck in that, and things could happen, obviously. Things could flood, roads could deteriorate, and being alone and being prepared, they come hand in hand. You can't really do this without being prepared. So you learn new skills, you learn how to adapt, you learn how to overcome, you learn how to be resilient. Most of all, you learn a sense of responsibility that maybe you didn't have before. And I really appreciate that that's the lessons that I got from this experience of solo travel. And it's now something that I think I'm going to continue to chase for a long time and up the ante. You know, we've already done the cross-continent travel, living on your own, all that stuff, but exploring the wilderness alone in the backcountry, in front country even, you know, it comes with unique challenges that a city does not. And I think this is the place where your skills and your mindset is really sharpened. So I'm going to be 32 in a little bit, and I've had a pretty good life, and it's been really cool to feel like I've had some successes. There's a lot of room to grow, and I think my 20s were this period of my time where I didn't really know exactly what I wanted. I thought I did, and I put a lot of my time and energy into a couple priorities that I'm glad I did. Number one being my wife, number two being my career. And that career path, I thought I had what I wanted, got to where I wanted to go, realized it wasn't what I needed. And I have to say, solo travel may not be the only thing that did it, but it was certainly a key to me feeling this way and to wanting to embrace going on more trips like this and to get out and to use every day off and maximize it. And that's honestly, that's why this channel exists. I just wanted to be able to go on these solo trips, capture memories that I can share in the future, and if you want to watch along the way, even better. And at the end of the day, I'm making this channel for me. But anyways, I think I could ramble on forever and ever, and I don't want to take up too much of your day because I think you should probably get in the car and go travel somewhere and go do something fun with your day. So if you made it this far and you listen to some random guy on YouTube just ramble, then appreciate you. You know, maybe you learned something from this. Maybe my story can help inspire you to get up off the couch, go try something new, go do something alone. Don't be afraid to be alone. I think you learn more about yourself when you're alone than when you're with people. And that's where real growth comes from. So that's it for me in true travel fashion, solo travel fashion. I'm going to get back on the road and go enjoy the sights and find a spot where I can throw the ball for echo. And yeah, I've had enough relaxing here in front of this camera. So we'll see you guys in the next one.